Hi, welcome to my channel, Life of Yana. So, as you know, when I filmed on May 29th, I was having trouble with this Jewel Loom because I couldn't find something like a needle that would go through the beads. There's the beads right there. And the loom. So I don't know what happened, but I'm going to try. I already made Derek a bracelet, an elastic bracelet that he's happy with. So I'm going to try this new. I was going to put all these beads out on the table, but they're just rolling around like crazy. So I'm going to use 4 different types. There's a black, gold, silver, and rose. I'm going to see how it looks. So I'm going to keep them in the bag though, because they get all over. Also, I have a new deal to hold my camera up, so hopefully it won't fall. So, you know, I couldn't thread the needle through the loom needle, the Jewel Loom needle, so I bought this other needle. It's called the Big Eye needle. I'll show you what it looks like. It's by Beadalon. And it is, sorry, just get this out. Here it is. Okay, so it is by Beadalon. Well, maybe not Beadalon, but there's the Big Eye needle that came from here, and it says it could hold anywhere from 2.5 or 2 1/4 all the way to 5 inch. So I tried it and it works, and so I'm going to use this and see. There's no eyelet, it just spreads open. See, it just spreads open. Oops, here we are. So it just spreads open, and I'm going to use this Wildfire 0.006. It's a really thin wire, so I'm going to use this to do the beading. Let's go ahead and tie this up, and then remember, from this you have to work from right to left. So I'm just going to put a knot in here. Some people say to put the knot on the bottom, like under here. It's kind of hard to see though. Oh jeez. It just keeps moving around. So I'm just going to try knotting it. Where do I want to start? Oh boy. I'm going to start probably right there. Let me cut it. I don't want this long piece interfering with my beading. Okay, so I'm going to make it probably, oh geez, how far am I going to make it from there? How do I measure this? Oh, from there to probably there. Okay, I'm just gonna guess and say I probably need maybe 5 feet of this. So I'll just guesstimate 5 feet with my arm. Okay, that should be enough. Let me go ahead and cut it. This wire is thin enough that I can just use regular shears. I don't need the wire cutters to cut it. Okay, let's put this. Okay, let's put this in this needle. I cannot bead in the little tiny eyelet that came with the Beadalon, the needle that came with the Beadalon. I mean, with the Beadalon Jewel Loom. I just couldn't do it. Okay, so we need to put this under here. We always want to start with it under the loom. Well, not under the loom, but under all these wires here. We want to start with under the wires here. I know it's a long string. Maybe I wonder if I could, no, I ain't going to try that. Let's not make any, let's not get carried away here. Let's stick with the plan. Let's stick with the plan. Okay, so now I'm just going to bead 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually 7. And but I have 8 rows here because there has to be a string on the outside of each one. So, but in beads it's only 7. So, and this goes really easy through the beads. You know, some people are pro at this. I'm not. I'm just a beginner jewelry maker. So 1, 2. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I've got the 6 beads, and now we have to move it all the way down the line. I feel as though I got too much wire. I really feel as though I got too much wire. But better to have too much than not enough. So these are all supposed to fall in place. Haha, good, look at that. So now I did finally make the right width of the beads. They weren't as small as I thought they were. I actually had to do every 3rd row on here to make it fit. So you want to hold the beads in place, and they're supposed to fall in between these holes. Yes, good, good, good. Now we want to get this needle in all the beads, but we want to go above this rope here. These ropes, these lines. It's not rope, it's thread. Okay, so we want to get above there. Don't want to go underneath. Oh, jeez. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm somewhere in here, but where? Okay, here we are. Okay, so we are above this. You could tell, see, no beads are falling, nothing's droopy. So you want to pull the wire all the way through. Oh yeah, I got too much wire. That's all right. In the beginning, we'll have to keep adjusting this line because it moves. The hardest part is the beginning. And then you want to always get your needle, put it underneath these strings here. So there's no reason why we can't improvise on needles or even the threading material. That's what I did because I just simply could not put the string, or actually not the string, but the thread into that tiny eyelet. Okay, so we have 7 more beads. Gonna push it all the way through the end of the wire again. Uh-oh, let's hope there's not a knot. Okay, no knot. Good. Okay, so no knot, and we are going to set it up again like this. I'm going to do probably 2 or 3 of the same color, 2 or 3 rows, and then change it out. I haven't made up my mind yet what I want to do. Okay, so that is up there. So let's, uh-oh. I feel this is, no, this is right, this is right. Okay. So let's get this needle on top of this thread here. So this weekend I went to Amarillo because it was Memorial Day weekend. I went to Amarillo to my sister Wilma's house and we barbecued and stuff. It was a good time. My other sister Susan didn't make it down, which was sad, but it's all right. So, but we barbecued and then we made s'mores. But I did find out that they are not, this part of Texas is not going to do fireworks because it's so dry here and they don't want to have a big old wire fire like they do in New Mexico that's out of control. So, no 4th of July fireworks in the Panhandle area of Texas. I can't speak for the rest of Texas. Maybe they'll have fireworks like way down south, like Galveston, Padre Island, you know, because they're right there on the Gulf of Mexico. So, straighten this out. Okay. What should I do? 2 rows or 3 rows? What shall I do? 2, 2 or 3, 3? What do you think? Oh, I need an answer. I need an answer. So let's put this needle back under here. So are you guys going to have fireworks in your area for July 4th? I know that we are not going to. Maybe I'll try another row of 3. How about that? We'll do 3 of the same color. Let's thread this again. Okay, so I have 7 on my bead. Oh, gosh, I take so long to bead this, and I don't want you to see my slowness of beading. So, but yeah, I'm new, so yeah, I do take a long time trying to get this on the, I mean, you know, not that long, but long enough that you'd be bored trying to follow. Trying to follow and watch me do some beading. Okay. Let's get this up. Oh gosh, I knew I was doing it wrong. This doesn't go on top, it goes on the bottom. Okay, let's stick to the bottom. Geez, you don't have to focus on this. Make sure you're doing it the right way. Don't go try and do it on top like I just did. You got to stick to the bottom. Pull it through. Get the wire. Make sure that these beads are, that you bead it on top of the wire, this wire here. Actually, this isn't wire, it's actually a thick thread. So I'm using 2 different types of material here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, here we go. And you want to pull that through all the way. Try and make sure it doesn't tangle because it is long. Keep pulling it through. There you are. Make sure this is straight where you want it. Okay. Get this needle under here. So that's how it's going to go for the 4th of July. Over here. No fireworks. So now I'm going to change to this gold color right here. I'm not going to take them out of the bag though because it'd be a big mess. So I'm going to keep them in the bag. I'm going to thread 6 or 7 beads in here. Okay, so I have my 7. Okay, let's thread it all the way through. So I was saying they might have some fireworks like in San Pedro Island, Galveston, Corpus Christi, stuff like that, because that's right along the coast of Mexico, or the Gulf of Mexico. So they can do fireworks like if it's on a boat, you know, out in the ocean, so it doesn't fall on the land where it's so dry. But I know we're not the only dry state. I know New Mexico is super, super dry. They can't seem to put those fires out. I don't know. Okay, so I wasn't sure if I got them all, but I did. I did the test. I'm just shocked that those fires in New Mexico are still going and growing. Jeez. I'll be so sad if it burns like Taos. Taos is beautiful. I like all the artifacts there, all the Indian stuff, jewelry and stuff that they have. It's pretty nice. Plus, I like the pueblos there. Okay, so there's that. Okay, put this under. Let's get 7 more beads. Okay. Okay, we've got my 7. Let's pull it through. So many of you probably have noticed this new background here, which is like a blue-greenish. So I finally got a non-slip mat, so you know I'm not messing with the cloth anymore, so it doesn't slip. So this is making it really easy now to do my beading, so I can focus more on the beading versus watching my stuff slip on the cloth that I had used. Let's put this through. I'll show you what this will look like if you miss one of the beads, and that's how you'll know that you did not get all the beads. Okay, see, I don't know if you could see it, but you could definitely see it sideways. See how that one is underneath here? It's like sticking up. Oops, that's too far. Sticking under there. And it's not on top. See, it's not on top, it's on the bottom. So that's how you know that you missed a bead. So you can visually look at it. And then let me show you how it looks if you went under the string, under this string, you know, because sometimes that might happen as well. I'll show you how it looks when you go under the string versus over the string. So you could tell if you messed up. Okay. Let's see. Oops, I'm off camera here. Okay, so let's see. Let me get this last bead in here. Come on. There we go. There we go. So, did I go under? Oh. So, see how you can tell if you went under because the string is poking up here? See that? And those two beads are touching each other and there's no string dividing it. That's how you can tell if you went under the string versus over. So, because that string, you could lift it up. You're not supposed to be able to lift it up. So let's redo this right way. Oh. Okay, let me tighten this up because it's getting too loose. This is getting way too loose. Makes it hard if it's not tight. Okay, so I guess that's another guidance. You have to have it tight to make it easy. If it's not tight, it's not going to be easy. Nope. Okay, let's see. everything's even, nothing's under, nothing's over. There's no strings that I could pull. So that's done right. Let's pull this. Okay. Now let's put this under. Let's grab another set of 7 gold beads. Okay, so I have 7 more beads. So let's pull it to the end. So my feral family of cats, the brown family that I call the brown family outside. I'm not supposed to do this, but I did give them a little bit of food and water. Although I don't think they're here today because the food is still there. I put it out around on my morning break this morning, and it's already probably about 7:30 tonight. So they aren't here. Maybe they have a different home or something. Maybe somebody else is feeding them. I hope so. Because I know once you feed feral cats, then you might as well consider them yours. Okay, this is it. But I love animals. I don't want to see them starve or hurt. I still want to catch mom and dad, get them spayed and neutered. And then my grandson told me, Nanny, you're going to, the next one is the silver one. You're going to, let's get 7 more beads of the silver. My grandson said, Nanny, you're going to feed the cats, and then you know they're going to be yours. You can't feed them. And so, but I just have to. I can't bear to see the feral cats out. I mean, they look healthy, and they're not skinny or anything like that. They're pretty healthy. But still, we'll see what happens. Okay, we have 7 of the silver. I don't know if that's black or silver. What do you think? Is it the same thing? Gosh, I can't see. Well, I'll just do it. Yeah, and so he said, you're going to get them spayed and neutered and then throw them back outside. I said, yeah, well. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I didn't stick the needle under there. Hello. Okay, so I said, well, yeah. And he says, Nani, you know you can't do that. Which is probably true because, you know, when you get cats spaded and neutered, they have to have time to heal. Uh-oh. Did I get enough beads in here? Yes. So he has a valid point. You know, they have to have time to heal. They can't be out there running around, getting in fights and all that stuff. You know, their stitches will open and stuff, so. But I'm going to figure it out because I just don't want, I don't want a lot of cats here, you know. I'll figure it out. My feral family. So I'm trying to get my sister in Amarillo and my brother-in-law to take the cats. I hope so, because, you know, our family loves cats and dogs. We all have cats and dogs. So it's not anything unusual that we don't have cats and dogs. Just looking at this. So, you know, I have 2 indoor cats here. And as many of you know, I don't have my own place. I'm living with my daughter and son-in-law and their 3 children. When I had moved from Denver to Texas, I could have either moved to Texas or Germany. But Texas was a better choice because in Germany, I would have to pay German taxes plus U.S. taxes, and I would have no money to take home. So if you work overseas, the U.S. will still take their portion of taxes out. And whatever country you live in, they'll take their portion of taxes out as well. So I computed it, and I would end up with 40% of my pay. And so I had to move to Texas. But I was going to get my own place, but my grandkids were little babies. That was 6 years ago. The oldest one now is 11, and then Seth is 9, and Mason's 8. So I've been here quite a while. Yeah, so I had no choice but to move from Denver 6 years ago because it was getting really expensive back then. And I was already paying $1,400 for a 900 square foot 1-bedroom apartment. And, you know, all my utilities and my other, you know, bills that I accumulate. But I needed a new car because I'm single and I travel a lot, you know, drive a lot. I would drive to Texas to see my family here, or just drive, you know, do a lot of traveling in the car. And it was starting to give me problems, so I knew I needed to get a new car. Well, there's no way that I can afford a new car plus the rent and everything else and my other regular bills. There's just no way it was going to happen. So I had to move because I could no longer afford Denver. I tried the roommate, you know, thing, but that was a joke. That just did not work out. So I had a roommate, let's call her V, because I can't use her real name. And I don't know, she was an alcoholic, which I knew she drank, but I didn't know the severity. She's what you would call a functioning alcoholic. And she really didn't eat. She would eat at work. That's how I met her, is at work. And, but she drank a lot. Her choice of drink was rum. And she drank it straight. She drank it straight. But anyway, what happened was I would wake up with her just staring at me by my bed. And I'm like, oh my God, she's freaking me out. So I was tripping on that. Plus she smoked, and I'm not a smoker. And, you know, it was just terrible. And then her family was like mine. I didn't have any family in Denver. She didn't have any family in Denver. And so then she would start saying, so from now on, you have to include me in your, you know, like my activities or whatever I'm doing. You have to include me in all your activities now. And, you know, because we're roommates. And I'm like, oh my lands, what is this about? So I'm like, oh no. So that was a big old red flag, saying this is not going to work. And she would just stare at me a lot. And then another thing I didn't like is she would, you know, go home and then change out of her work clothes, which a lot of people do. But that wasn't the problem. The problem is it was hot. It was summertime. And she wouldn't put the AC on. I don't know if her place had AC because I had moved in with her. But normally before that, I always had my own place. And so she wouldn't put the AC on, you know, the air conditioner. And so she had this big old fan. She would only direct it at her. And I would be like sweltering. But going back, I'm getting distracted here. Going back to the story is she would change into this white t-shirt, no bra on. It was a white t-shirt. And then stand in front of me, and I'm like, what? And she's a little older than me. We're all, you know, well past our 40s and stuff. So, and, you know, I don't have a problem with the, you know, your sexuality, whatever, float your boat, you know, keep the peace. I don't care. So, but I'm not into women. I mean, yeah, I have girlfriends and stuff, but girlfriends like friends, not girlfriends like, you know, a partner. They're just friends. You know, we hang out, we do stuff together, you know, just like typical friends. But V, not Vanna, my cat, but V, she was different. V was different though. She would just look at me and smile, and even if she was watching TV, she would still stare at me. I mean, I just don't get it. As far as I know, she was straight. You know, she's had boyfriends and this and that. Oh, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is somehow I intrigued her. I don't know how. I don't know anything. I don't know why she was fascinated with me. I have no idea. But I did have plenty of friends, and I thought we would get along being roommates, but that saying that you never know a person until you live with them is so, so true. Well, needless to say, after that, I didn't stay with her long because she was just strange, too strange for me. And, you know, I don't like to feel uncomfortable in the house that I'm staying in, so I went ahead and rented my own place again. That was the last place I had, which was $1,400 a month. And then after that, I said, man, I'm just going to have to leave Colorado. I can't afford it anymore, you know? And so that's when I made the decision to leave. And the company I was working for, HCA, House One Corporation of America, which I still work for, they offered me to remotely work from home. So I agreed, and now I've been here in Texas ever since. The good thing about working for this company now is you could work anywhere in the States. Like, you could live in Virginia but work in Denver. You could live in Seattle but work in Houston. So you could work anywhere. Also, my company has outsourced some jobs to India. I don't know what part of India, but now India is doing some work for Health One, HCA Corporation. That just started about, probably, I want to say since April, May, 2 months ago. 2 months ago, April, May, June, yeah, 2 months ago. So it's been a little shaky for them, but I feel that they're getting the hang of it now. So we do have partners in India that work for HCA. So anyway, guess you could go all over the world, but I don't know. I mean, if you're an American, you will pay that state tax, the country tax here in the United States, and then you'll pay the country tax in whatever country you work in. So for Americans, it's not worth it to go overseas and work unless you become an expat, which I'm not going to give up my citizenship to work in some different country. So that's out of the question. But there are a lot of expats in this world, so they just had to do that because they couldn't live with giving up 60% of their income to taxes. I get it, but I'm not in that position. But anyway, I'm detracting again from my story. So, getting back. So, I was going to go ahead and rent my own apartment or whatever, and I was looking around, and then I did find something, and I was ready to sign the lease and everything, and then my daughter and the grandkids go, no, just stay here, and this is where I've been ever since, just staying here. They don't want me to move out. So I think that's cool. I never thought I'd live with my family like this, because I was so used to being by myself in Denver, no family, nothing. So it's really nice now to be able to live with family and by family. 4, 5, 6, 7. It wasn't my intention, but that's the way it worked out. And for all of you wondering, no, I don't live here for free. I do pay rent here. It's the right thing to do. I'm not handicapped or anything like that. I do work from home. So it's only fair that I contribute, which I do. So anyway, long story short, I am still here in Texas living with my daughter, grandkids, and son-in-law. And we all get along fine. I would say the first 2 years were really, really shaky because I wasn't used to having roommates. I wasn't used to, living with kids or anything like that. So it was really hard. And, of course, I'm invading in their young family, so they weren't used to having mother-in-law live with them either. But we have, dealt with the situation, rectified some situations. It's just like any living situation. You talk it out, you change things, you work things out, so everything's a positive. But let me keep working on this, and I will be right back. All right, so yeah, I lived in Denver by myself. I lived in Denver about 33 years, and once my daughters graduated from high school and they went to college, one of them went straight to college, the other one went into the military, and that was it. So I was by myself probably 20 plus years. And so, but even during that time when my girls were small, there was still no family in Denver for us, none. So I've never lived by family ever since I left the house at 18 when I myself joined the military. So this is a new experience for me, and I really like it. I don't think I will ever live somewhere by myself again without family. I can't do it anymore. I've spent too many years without, family or being near family, and yeah, it's not going to happen. So anyway, this video, I'll come back to it when I'm done. I'll show you the finished product. I think it's looking pretty. And please subscribe, like, and comment. And we'll talk with you later. You guys have a great day. Bye.